Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, you just go ahead and lurk. You don't have to say anything. That's also okay. It's a Monday evening. I'm working on a model kit. I've done the top half of the Zaku 2 F-type Solari from Requiem for Vengeance. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so it's not the most recent Gundam series. It's the one before that, Requiem for Vengeance. And I'm working on this kit, and I'm excited to work on it. And I hope you're excited to hang out while I do so. In the second hour, we'll talk about a manga and a manhwa that I have been reading lately. We'll also talk about an anime, the episode of Lazarus that happened, kind of more of an overview. I have kind of figured out that, hey, Lord Crashin, welcome, welcome. So I want the middle ground where, how do I say this? I don't want to do like the detailed notes that I had been doing previously. I kind of want to do, like, one of the things I took from doing the stream where I was working on the jigsaw puzzle is the idea that, like, I kind of just was like, here are my general thoughts on this, here's some thoughts, and here's like an overview of the plot of the episode, because what I've been doing was taking really detailed notes, and like a 22-minute anime episode would take me like 45 minutes to get through, because I had to keep pausing and taking notes and then going, wait, what was that character's name, and going back to my old notes, and like, because I have a document, a Word document for my streams. It's a Google Doc. And then I have a document where I copy and paste that from my notes for each show. And I was like, I'm going to go and cross-reference. It's just like a lot that I'm like, what if I didn't do that? What if I, instead of that, like, just kind of did the overview notes, which I was doing while I was working on the jigsaw puzzle, where I couldn't really look at my notes while working. So I'm going to try to do that, which means that for a little while anyway, well, tonight's only one anime, but I'm going to try to do more anime, because I also think that's going to be possible, is that I'll be able to do, to cover more shows, because I won't be taking as detailed of notes, because this season is ridiculous, and there's so much good stuff. So it's not going to be tonight. Tonight we'll mix it with some manga. But Thursday, I'm going to try to talk about more than just two shows. And Saturday, I'll try to talk about more than just two shows. Right now, I have two shows for each. But I'm going to try to build up a bit and have more shows. Because, like I said, there's a lot out there. I'm going to... let's go to the overhead camera. Now that I've kind of gotten the overall thought, I can kind of expand on that while we work on the right leg. This was the piece that I accidentally took out by mistake on Saturday stream, and now we can work on it. So we'll put that aside. Oh yeah, also, we're at 25 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about my subscriber count when I hit 40. So if you want to become a subscriber, you want to gift a sub, you can do those things. So what I was saying there. Oh boy, brain had a big brain fart. Oh yeah, an upcoming Pat Baer's Anime Club. I don't know if it'll be the next one or the one after that. I haven't decided yet. But there will be an episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club coming out at some point with the general idea of doing a video about the fact that we're eating very well this season when it comes to girls doing things. This season is hitting on all cylinders for just about every subgenre. I would say the big disappointment is, like, if you want to watch a bunch of isekai, it's kind of a rough season for isekai. It's just not hitting as hard as some other seasons have. I do think, obviously, still a real big fan, still really promoting as much as I can, reminding people that season 2 of one of my favorite shows of the last 5-10 years. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. We have a season 2 of that. So we already have the cozy girls doing things, isekai, which is great. But that does, as I said, that is part of my point. One of the subgenres that's doing very well this season is the girls doing things. We're eating really well when it comes to those kinds of shows, which is great as a big fan of those, because I think we have been underserved. I think 2024 was a rotten year for girls doing things, the anime. Because let's see, Mono, the one about food, whose name I can't remember, the one about traveling that is based on a true story. I believe that is the one based on a true story. There's a girls traveling, girls eating food in college. There's the high school show about the cinephile club. There's you could make the argument that Rock is a Lady's Modesty is a girls doing things because it's a girl band anime. You could also, again, make an argument that another girls doing things would be not that time. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and finally maxed out my level. You could certainly argue that that is a girls doing things, and also I have argued that. I have said that is what that falls in the category because it's very light. I would say probably I wouldn't consider Rock as a Lady's Modesty as one of those. I think that's pushing the definition. To me, that's a music slice of life. Maybe it's slice of life, but really just like a music drama. So I wouldn't include that, but I could see why someone would include that, if that makes any sense. D1, 18 and 17. Oh, they're there. 17 goes on this side. These legs are coming together really easy. This kit, I'm excited to work on. I won't be working on it for a while, but at some point I do own, so I will build some point in the future. I will build the Gundam that came from Gundam for Requiem for Vengeance, because I do have that kit, and I'm excited to see how that build is, because this build is so nice. I am a real sucker for the this whole wave of no fuss, no muss model kits here. You know, no polycaps. Obviously, there's some stickers on this one, but just like really, really fun and good kits, like enjoyable kits to put together, and I've been excited about that. At some point, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get some of the new kits, the G-Quicks kits, or Quucks, G-Quucks. I'm going to have to figure out how to get one of them because I want to build them on stream. So I got to figure that out. I don't have a solution right now to get those, but I would like to get, one of them Gundams, or the gun cannon. The gun cannon looks real good. That's, I think, available just in pre-order right now. I don't think that's out anywhere, but I would like to put that together too. Because there's some real good looking kits. I still think the main Gundam, I'm kind of coming to terms with liking it in the anime. I don't know if I'm going to like it in person. Just the backpack really throws me off. It's a little too Evangelion or Darling in the Fracks for my liking. It's just my personal taste. But in motion in the anime, I'm coming to appreciate it. I don't know. All right, and this pops up like this, and then I'm going to need some of the B pieces here. B1. Let's do that. But yeah, I don't want this to be. How do I say this? I'm a little off today, so my apologies. I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but I don't want to ramble. I want to make sense when I'm saying things. So I'm being a little cautious with my words. I am a creature of habit and routine. I love having a routine. It makes me very happy, and it is very comforting to me to have routine. But I don't want to just sit on my laurels. I do want to keep figuring out stuff that I can do to make the streams better for people and for myself, to make my workflow make more sense. So once I started saying oh, I'm going to talk about anime in the second hour, that was never that. I didn't go into that planning to do that. But a year into streaming, 2 years into streaming, I think it was maybe 2 years into streaming, I kind of ran out of stories, and my life, especially losing my full-time job and then going part-time in some places, and then of course, being isolated for lockdown, and then eventually, having moving down here, like I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about for 2 hours every other day or whatever. Three build streams a week. I kind of like had run out of stuff. So it was nice having the thing of like, oh, I can talk about the anime I'm watching. Like that's a thing I can do. And that became very essential to the streams. But I don't want to say like, I'll say this. In the same way that if I watch a show and I'm like, I don't like this, I usually just stop watching. There have been instances where I have continued to watch a show that I am not super enjoying. You may remember that I hate watched a show called Helk. Aristophan is here saying 80. Thanks for being so consistent, Pat. You bring good energy. Thank you so much, Aristophan. Appreciate that very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote chat. Thank Aristophan. That's tier 2. Been a supporter for 80 months. That's so many months. Thank you very much, Aristophan. Consistency is, yeah, right? Like, I want to say consistency, not complacency. That is a thing that I would like to say that I am adhering to, right? That I am... that I keep consistent with my schedule, that there's a good reason if I'm not streaming. It's not just I'm like, I don't feel like it, or like, oh, I got a lot on my plate, I'm busy. Like, no, I make the time if I can. Like, I go out of my way to make the time for the things that I want to be doing, which in this case also is streaming. That's important to me. Okay, so all right, if that goes like that. Sorry, I finally found a thing on this that is not... Oh, okay. So I could not get this to close because I had the front little piece here on the wrong hole there. It's got to be there. It's got to be a little lower, and then this will just snap into place. I didn't force anything, and that is one of the biggest lessons I always like to try to convey to people when it comes to model kits is like, you shouldn't, unless it says in the instructions, click, meaning like push until you hear a click, like it should go together pretty easy and you shouldn't run into problems. And if you are running into problems, it might be you, not the kit. Occasionally it's the kit, but sometimes it ain't the kit. All right, we'll put that on like there, and then we'll put the front and back there. But yeah, that's my hope, is that I'm not being complacent in this, that like there's a reason why I do the things that I do and the order that I do them. Like, I used to talk more about wrestling news on stream. I kind of got out of that because I don't really care about a lot of that wrestling news. But like, if there are conversations about wrestling that we want to have, or that I want to have, like on Saturday, I talked about all the wrestling shows I had watched, for WrestleMania week, and kind of give my overall thoughts on some of those. And like, that was the thing that I wanted to do. So I was happy to do it. But yeah, like I said, before I mentioned the Aristofan membership renewal, or subscription renewal, I should say. There was a period where I was thinking like, what if I just stopped reviewing anime? And I was like, but I like it. Maybe I wasn't burned out on reviewing anime. Maybe I was just not enjoying the anime that was out that season. It's like, yeah, all right. Like I said, Helk was a show that I really liked the premise of, and then they kind of just did a bunch of other bullshit. And I was like, I need to know how this ends. Or the other season ends. And it was a 2-core. I'm like, kind of want to know. Another anime that only I remember, seemingly, is Infinite Dendogram. That is a VR MMO anime. And I think I might be the only person that remembers it, because it was so, like, matter of fact with how mediocre it was, and then it was a 13-episode show. So I was like, oh god, there are 13 episodes. And then episode 12 and 13 got delayed, and so I had to like wait for episode 12, and then I found out there was a 13th episode, and I was like, what is happening? Why did this show get so much episodes? That is the show that I like to mention. This should be on my list of worst plot reveals. I have a few anime in there and there is a plot reveal in Infinite Dendogram that is very dumb. Infinite, I gotta add this to the list. Dendogram. Infinite Dendogram, a supporting character has a revelation of who this character's parents are that is so capital D dumb. It's remarkable, and I won't say it here because you didn't come in here for spoilers for an anime you won't go and find. So that's not the place. But when I do that episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club where I talk about worst plot reveals, I will talk about that. That'll include the anime Love Flops, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, Charlotte, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which has a terrible, terrible reveal. That a friend of mine, I was talking about it, and a friend of mine was like, oh, you got to talk about this thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! I know you don't care because you didn't watch 5Ds, but it's unbelievably terrible and infuriating. And I was like, oh, okay. Please let me know what it is. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll talk about that shit. But when I do that video, I'm literally going to say at the beginning of the video, like, here are the shows that I am going to be talking about a plot reveal. If you do not want to know a plot reveal of these shows, like, don't watch this video, which is bad for, views, but I still want to talk about them. And in fact, on that list, I'm including two shows that people like. People really like Panning and Stocking with Garter Belt. Season 2 finally coming out. One of the reasons why it's a terrible plot reveal is that it's a cliffhanger from the first season into the second season. And the second season is just now going to come out in 2025. So, like, that also, the context of that kind of makes it bad. Because it's just like, oh, kept you waiting, huh? Like, oh no. Finally, people can watch that thing. Originally I was going to do it because it's a manga spoiler, not an anime spoiler, but there's a plot reveal in a show that it hasn't happened yet. I keep waiting for this season. I thought it was going to come out in this season of Dr. Stone, but it's actually going to be the next anime season. And I'm like, it's so dumb. Like, they backed themselves in such a corner that the explanation of what's going on is so bad that I'm like, I'll save it for part 2 because I really want to do this video. I've been researching this video for like a very long time. It'll be like probably the most research I've ever put into one of my Pat Baer's Anime Clubs. So like, I gotta get that done. I just want to put it out. And that way also I can have more time to finally watch all of these spring 2025 Girls Doing Things shows, because I haven't watched a couple of them. I need to watch it. Is this 14? Nope. This is the wrong leg. This is B1 14 and C2 14. So this is B1 14. So this is the right piece here. This is the wrong leg underneath. This might be a little hard to pop out. We'll see. If I can pop out like that. Yeah. That worked. Great. This is the wrong leg piece. I needed C2 14. I need this leg. I was like, that's probably wrong. The feet are not symmetrical, which makes sense because they're feet. Kind of get that right. The most recent, which we'll talk about in the second hour, the most recent episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, I actually I always make a call to action, but I'm going to make a more vested effort in my calls to actions for Pat Baer's Anime Club, because I am not out of ideas, but I am slightly struggling for ideas for Anime Club. So I'm going to try to use the old power of social media to maybe drum up some ideas. I have 3 video ideas for Pat Baer's Anime Club that are not the usual I know at some point when it happens I'll cover the anime awards. Like I know I'll cover the anime awards or Crunchyroll's anime awards. Like I know that'll be a video going through the results. Like I know that. I know that I'll do my wrap up / preview, the seasonal, but that's going to be a while from now. I know that I will do a video, my next season stuff, like here's my recommendations, here's the video about all the isekai that are out this season. Like, I'll do my usuals. It's the ones that happen after. Like I know I'm going to do this video about worst plot reveals, and I have the idea to do a thing about all of the girls doing things shows and do a video about that. And then I know I can do another installment of weird manga premises, because it's not like the manga ever stops, and I haven't talked about all of the weird manga premises. And I know there are a couple people out there that really like Pat Baer's Manga Club, so I need to do that. I've also, unrelated, haven't had the urge to do another Pat Baer's Wrestling Club, but I should do another Pat Baer's Wrestling Club. I just haven't had the urge to do it. But I do want to do one on the 2 styles of comedy wrestler. So I have to start collecting data on that, so I can talk about the comedian who can wrestle and the wrestlers who are funny, which are different things. But I want to talk about the 2 types and go through that and like have examples of just like, it's like, okay, well, like, Grado is a comedian who wrestles good. Joe Hendry was a comedian who wrestles good, who became a wrestler who is funny. And then I want like wrestlers who love comedy but aren't funny. And that's just Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. That dude loves comedy and is not a funny person, but he loves comedy, and I appreciate that. I love that he loves comedy. Dated Nikki Glaser. Hangs out with comedians all the time, but is not necessarily a funny person. It's like, oof. That's maybe mean. Maybe I won't need to include digs on Nick Nemeth. TNA Tag Team Champion Nick Nemeth. Because wrestling everywhere loves a brother tag team. Oof. If you ever want a thing to have someone think that you know a lot about wrestling, just be like, you know what? My favorite tag teams are tag teams where there are brothers. It's always the best. Because it's like pretty much the truth. Hardy Boys, what's this? Okay, the Hardys, obviously one of the best tag teams, the world brother tag team. Short Run, very good tag team for the half brothers of Dustin and Cody Rhodes. Very good tag team. Nick and Ryan Nemeth working good as a tag team, brothers tag team. Bret Hart and Owen Hart, unbelievably solid tag team. The Von Erichs as tags and 3-man and 4-man, all very good. The Lucha Brothers, phenomenal tag team. I'm trying to think about the other brother tag teams that I haven't mentioned here yet. Solid ass tag team are Top Flight, Dante and Darius Martin. Great tag team. Oh God, well, I'm trying to think of what is the Seidel brothers. Fantastic tag team, much better than either of them as an individual. It's just like, I don't know, there's something about it. Bollywood Boys, great tag team. There's just something about it, about the whole family connection when it comes to tag team wrestling. Real good, plenty of examples. But yeah, I want to do a video on the different types of comedy wrestlers that are out there. There's a subcategory of great wrestler who is also funny, which is incredible wrestler who is also funny. And that obviously fits under great wrestler, but Minoru Suzuki. I guess the subcategory is wrestler who is so good, it's weird that they're also incredibly funny. Which is not, that it needs to be shorter, so I have to figure that out. But like Minoru Suzuki should not be doing anything with comedy. Is unbelievable when it comes to comedy. What a great comedy wrestler. William Regal kind of fits in that category because he's such an accomplished wrestler, but also a thing about William Regal is he also loves comedy. He loves British stand-up and sketch comedy, and like he's a vaudeville guy. So it makes total sense that he would be a phenomenal comedic wrestler and have great comedy timing. Because like I think like Orange Cassidy is a good wrestler who also is funny. And I think that like totally fits in there. As I said, Joe Hendry went from one to the other. He became a much better wrestler than he used to be because he was just getting by being a funny person. Hyper Misao. Hyper Misao is so good at being a comedy wrestler that people sleep on the fact that she is an accomplished, phenomenal wrestler. And the reason I know this is not just because I like to think I have a good eye for good wrestling. It's that when people do, because the thing that Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling loves to do is have people dress up as other wrestlers and do their moves. It's very funny. The people that, everyone that tries to do Hyper Misao's moves have trouble doing them because she's such an intricate worker that like she's hard to, it's easy enough to emulate like her superhero poses and her being on the microphone. But like a lot of her moveset is very intricate and difficult to kind of like to emulate because she's so fucking polished that you don't know that she's so wicked funny. I should definitely get some more Japanese examples in there, and I also need a couple more like you are too fucking Okada. God. So people that only know Okada from main events at New Japan sometimes feel a little bummed out when they see him being silly and funny on AEW. But the thing you've got to understand is, and I try to say this, is that Okada was in Chaos. Okada, a goof faction. Okada loves comedy. He just has a great body, and he's too good a wrestler to be a comedy wrestler. But that's all the man wants to do, is be a goofball and fun. Because in real life, all that man wants to do is backstage is put on the Young Bucks gear. He is the third Young Buck because he loves to put on their gear backstage for no good reason. It's like a 15-year-old bit right now. He just loves it, and it's very funny. This is very funny that is his fucking thing. Okada had old face in New Japan where he beat people with balloons. Yes, red hair Okada. That the man is a goofball, but he's just unbelievably good at wrestling, and he has to be the ace. But he doesn't necessarily need to be the ace, but he has to be the ace. So I love that he gets to be funny, but he's like so good he shouldn't also be funny. It's not fair. I need that category name. I don't have it yet, but it is a subcategory of a good wrestler who is also funny, which is great wrestler. Hey, why are you also funny? And I think that's what it is. It's something like that. It's just like a wrestler too good to also be funny, because it's not fair. Okada shouldn't be that fucking funny. He's a fucking... He should be a little bit more like a goober. Well, not goober, like if he's going to be that funny. But he's not. He's exceptional. He's an exceptional wrestler instead. And it's wild that he is so fucking funny. D26, D32. Chuck Taylor, now retired wrestler Chuck Taylor, is also unbelievably funny, but a great wrestler. But he's in the like Orange Cassidy category where you're like, you are a wrestler who is funny, and that is great that you were there. It's like, yeah, he's just got something. Like, he just has really great comedy timing and is just a silly, fun guy who also can, when counted upon, can certainly work. I mean, as again, now retired, which is a shame. To figure out. I do think I'll need for that video, which I don't know when I'm going to do, as I said. I will, for that video, need to find like more examples of comedy people who got into wrestling, because that's a kind of a smaller category. Because that's the thing, like, especially with like Japanese wrestlers, a lot of comedy wrestlers in Japan are older wrestlers who went into a comedy style to add longevity to their wrestling career, because they realized, oh, funny wrestlers take less bumps. And, you know, it might make some people sad that this quality wrestler is doing goofy stuff, but it's just like, I don't know, they get to work a lot longer. So in Japan, there's a lot of comedy wrestlers who are just like incredibly skilled, but then there are also people who are just like fucking fine and just doing whatever. I don't know. I gotta get it. Luckily, I am in a couple different Discords where people talk about wrestling all the fucking time, so I can pick some people's brains on that, of just like the Grado category, because Grado is the ultimate example. Grado is not a great wrestler, but he's phenomenally entertaining. He's a great entertainer. But like, R-Truth is very funny. R-Truth is also a really good wrestler. He's a phenomenally talented wrestler. He's just also funny in the ring, and really, really like on top of the humor. But I have trouble thinking about like the more good examples of the Grados out there, the like wrestlers who are just like getting by being funny and entertaining, who you're like, the wrestling part doesn't work. And I know some people think that's Joe Hendry, which I think is unbelievably unfair. But there are people out there that think that Joe Hendry is just an entrance and he's nothing more. And it's just like, that's crazy talk. That man can work. He's definitely got a great wrestling ability. This is not D19, because it's not. This is the wrong piece. This has got to be the wrong piece. This is not the right piece. D19. D19 is over here. Yeah, right. All right. This is the wrong piece. Did the wrong piece again, folks. I got to get back in the right rhythm. Harley Cameron was that way for a bit, but she's definitely improved a lot. This is Nick. That's a great point. Harley Cameron, in my opinion, also fits in that bridge category where Harley Cameron came in as an entertainer that had wrestling knowledge. She, in front of our very eyes, has become a better wrestler. And I think that's totally fair that Harley has transitioned. And again, in my opinion, Joe Hendry has also transitioned from that, because I've seen Joe Hendry's early stuff and he's very funny, but he was getting by a lot in like WCPW days of just doing like parody songs about his opponent, and then the matches were fine. But then he was just like, at some point he was just like, oh, what if I was not just funny but also could work a little bit better, and kind of put it all together. And I think we're in the process of watching Harley Cameron do that, of like figuring out how to put it all together. All right, this doesn't need panel lining. We finished a leg. Now we got to do the other leg. Oh, so let's go to the other leg. But yeah, I am trying to think about more of the Grados, who I think a guy who can bump a little bit and can sell and gets the crowd behind them. Like, I think there is room in wrestling for that. Like, I guess I would put Santino in that, because I do think that Santino Marella can work, but is is so much of a character that like you don't want it. You want Santino, in a perfect world, you want Santino Marella to suddenly do a hip toss out of nowhere and it will be a nice surprise. But you wouldn't want a match where Santino was just a good wrestler. I don't think. That have like a couple funny moments. I don't think you want that. Maybe you do, but I don't know. I feel like Santino worked himself into being a goofball that occasionally does some stuff. Does Big Boom AJ count? No, Nick. Unfortunately, Big Boom AJ is a wrestler. Now, Big Justice, I think is and the Riz and the Rizzler are more on the funny people who no, I can't even finish the sentence now. But no, I do think that I think Big Boom AJ is not doing a comedy shtick. He is trying to be. He's living his dream as a wrestler. It's just that he got into it. Like he's in the category of outside person that gets to wrestle, who had a wrestling background, which is nice. It's good for him. It's great. He would not be doing what he is doing if not for social media, right? But he's doing what he wants to do. It's fun nonsense. He's gonna be in All In. I think he might break out a pre-show. I think he might be on the actual All In card this year. That's my wild prediction. I think he's gonna move off of the pre-show and be on the main roster. I don't know what he's gonna do there. My hope is it'll be a multi-man match because I think that is the best. I think that's the way to go. Is Big Boom AJ and other people who don't have anything going on for a wrestling thing that you want on the card anyway, who get the rub from the Costco guys rub. I think that might be the way to go, which is what they did before. But yeah, I need to think more about it. Like, who are the other Grados? Like, I don't know. I think Joshi's a tough one because so many of them are so goddamn fucking talented. They're also just funny that they're more in the Minoru Suzuki camp. And in fact, I think a lot of that category is going to be that because I'm like, I don't know. Like we didn't get to see enough of it, but because mostly it was in like the Southpaw, but like Bryan Danielson's fucking really funny, but we just didn't really get to see that. We saw that mostly in that the thing where he kept talking about wrestling a bear when he was doing commentary, and didn't particularly want to take it seriously. So he would just, anytime someone talked about a bear, he would talk about wanting to wrestle one. Like, and then also again the Southpaw where he was doing dual roles that were fighting each other. I do think he's genuinely like a funny wrestler. It's just he never really got the opportunity to really showcase that too much. So I don't think I can put Bryan Danielson in the, hey, why are you all so funny? Because you're so good at wrestling. How is this also happening? Come on, save something for the rest of us. Like I don't think I can do that because I don't think he didn't get to do it much in the ring. That's the problem. I think that like American wrestlers don't often get to do that. Like, look, do I think it was good? No. Do I think that if it happened in Japan at Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, do I think Mickie James versus Maki Ito would have gone over better? 100%. I think by putting it on and doing that match that the two of them seem to want to do at a show that isn't a serious show, but was taken more seriously than it should have been, then that's actually one of the big detriments to a match. Again, not my favorite, but people fucking hate on it so much. And it's like, I don't know. I love the idea that the girl who's a country singer and loves fucking singing had a fucking contest with Maki Ito, failed idol who sings her own song. Like, to me, like, I don't think it came off that great, but the idea I think is very good. And if it was Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and they had her come out, it's like, because if you don't want that, then don't book that match. Like, book Mickie James against Miyu Yamashita if you want like a killer match. Because even like Masha Slamovich, who does not seem to be a fun person, she seems nice, but she doesn't seem to be a fun person, will do comedy spots with Maki Ito because a Maki match is going to have comedy spots. Now that I think about it, maybe you could argue that Danhausen is a comedian who wrestles okay. Because I happen to think that Danhausen's a pretty good wrestler, but his shtick has overwhelmed him so much that he is all shtick now, to the point where you could argue that he is just a character that overwhelms the wrestling, and that the people, what they want to see is him doing the character, much like I would not want to see Santino Marella in a shoot-style wrestling match. I would not want to see Santino at Bloodsport, even though he could fucking do it and be a technical wrestler and have no problem with it. But I don't think that it would be what people want to see. So maybe Danhausen fits in the Grado category now. Yeah, I'm talking myself into it. Even if I do think that he is a better wrestler than people give him credit for, I think that the people that want to see Danhausen are not interested in that. They do not want to see him do chain wrestling. They want to see him spit teeth and curse someone. Yeah. All right. Whereas somehow, thankfully, Orange Cassidy has been able to transition out of, we'll do the spots we like, into, oh wait, that guy can fucking wrestle, and he's doing it with his hands in his pockets. What the fuck? He managed to overcome that, which is phenomenal because he's incredibly talented. They just like his bits and his merch, his old crashes. Yes, Danhausen. People they like what Danhausen is up to more so than they like Danhausen, professional wrestler who is also funny. They want the funny man. And I get it. I get that. You want him in a multi-man. You want him to appear somewhere weird and do a thing. This is Nick, because I know Maki got so over for being the comedy stuff, and I get why she's brought in by a lot of these indies, but I really wish she had more matches, like that title match she had against Mizuki a couple years ago. So yeah, like, I mean, I will say this. Maki is in a weird spot where she is doing hardcore stuff in GCW, but will throw in a comedy spot, right? Like, and GCW is still a place where I think you can do that, and the crowd will go along with it. I think that I think you have to better know your audience. Like I said, Maki versus God, why brain had a brain fart. Mickie James versus Maki Ito in a DDT ring. That's a phenomenal choice for a bit. Singing contest in the middle of the match, tremendous place for it. The Super Show, kind of not the place for it. And I think I think it was a misjudgment. But I understand that I mean, she has gotten way better as a wrestler. I think she is one of the people that I think being in on tour has made, and doing international dates has made her a better wrestler. It took her a little while to merge the two styles that she was doing, but I think once she started merging them, it has been successful for her. So like I have enjoyed seeing that, but I get that people like, I mean, same thing, right? Comedy matches don't review well on Cage Match. They just don't. Even in a place like DDT or Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, where you will see goofy shit, they just don't rank well. Like, a lot of times they're like, you'll see like a Sendai Girl show get reviewed, and it's like, I liked everything except the comedy match. Why is Zones in Why is Zones in a comedy match? Well, why were they in a, you know, like that? And you're just like, I mean, it's fun. I think they were in that match because it's fun. But okay. But I understand. I understand why some people will be like, no, there's nothing fun about that. I didn't like it, and I don't want more of that. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. It's not for everybody, I will say. I mean, there are some people that still are never gonna like comedy in their wrestling because they have convinced themselves that wrestling is a serious thing. And also, I should say this out loud because we are talking about it, that when people talk about liking variety in wrestling, when I'm talking about variety, and you know I mean this, when I'm talking about like wrestling should be a variety show, I don't mean it should have one match on the card with women in it. That's not what I mean by variety. And I know you know that I don't mean it like that, but some people fucking mean that. When they say variety, they mean and one match where two women fight, and I do not mean that. I mean, like, you can have some lucha, you can have some techers, you can have some technical wrestling, you can have a comedy wrestling, you could have a match that's very serious but has a comedy spot. Because you know who's also funny? Zack Sabre Jr. is pretty fucking funny, and he doesn't get to do it that often. But Zack has comedy timing. He is a good wrestler who can also do funny stuff. And so, like, and then also put you in a weird hold no one's ever seen before because he invented it or whatever. Or no one's done it since it was at the circus shows in England. And then, yeah, he picked it up somewhere weird from somebody who's just like, oh, I once saw a man do this. Wacky Duder, we're not really talking shit so much. We were talking a little bit of shit about some wrestling fans, but not really about wrestlers themselves. Because wrestling fans, as I said, like, there's a lot of wrestling fans out there that I just want what Lord Crashington is joking about, not the AEW style of pay-per-view. Yes, AEW pay-per-views are just like, here's a banger, here's another banger, here's another banger. And I like my wrestling to have lots of bangers. But I also like some weird stuff. I like some short matches. I like some matches with a lot of psychology in them. I like matches that have comedy spots or are all comedy spots. Like, I like those as well, because I think there's something really important about doing those kind of matches as well. I do like a variety. I think there's room for it in pro wrestling, and it's a bummer when you don't get that. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you get your high flying lucha, you got your comedy spot. Hey, a wrestling card, this is wild to me, right? Can have more than one match with women involved. Women can fight men or women. Non-binary folks can wrestle. All kinds of weird stuff in there. Because Maki Ito is going to do a different match than Masha Slamovich is going to do. Is going to do a different match than Natalia is going to do. Is going to do a different match than Anna Jay and Toni Storm. And, like, there's so much different kind of wrestling out there that I've said this before, that it bums me out when it's just like, we've got this kind of wrestling and this kind of wrestling and this kind of wrestling, and there will be two women. Two women will be there. And they'll fight each other, and neither are a part of our indie promotion. We have to always have new women come in, or we have one woman who is signed to our company, and we have a parade of guest women to come in to fight her, and that's it. And she'll be our champion until someone very popular comes through who will make champion, hoping that she comes back. Oh, she's never coming back? but they mailed the belt back to us. Okay, we'll have a tournament. We got to bring in a couple more women, I think. Oh no. Wait, we'll do a long tournament over our one show a month, and we'll get 6 months out of it. We won't have to think about that division much. Hell yeah. Ugh. Yesterday's Mystery Wrestling was really good and had a tag team match with the same person on both teams. And of course, at some point, he was the legal man for both teams and beat himself up. Yes, Mystery Wrestling is... So I will say, sometimes Mystery Wrestling is very bad, but that's because it is Uno allowing his students and former students of his to be inventive and try shit. And sometimes comedy doesn't work out. And that's okay. And in fact, if your comedy hits all the time, it means you're playing it incredibly safe and you need to mix it up. There is actually a type of wrestling in India where people put out on their private parts and then they try to stick each other's hand to hold the sack, or whoever holds the sack the longest wins. Okay. Yeah, all right. Sure. Yeah. Okay. It's one of those things where I'm like, I definitely watch a match of that. I would be interested in knowing who are the couple best people in India at that style of wrestling. Like, I don't know if I want to see people who are just figuring it out do it, but I would also say that about a lot of different kinds of wrestling. Like, you know what's not great? Like, I watched a student show from a prominent wrestler who has a technical MMA. He's going for he's not going for pure blood sport, but like Malachi Black is going for a more even though he's a spooky man, or Aleister Black, I guess I should call him Aleister Black now. Aleister Black, Tommy End is going for a legit presentation in wrestling. That's the style of wrestling he likes, and he thinks theatrics are important for entrances and aura. But then when the bell rings, he wants a little more of an MMA style. So the people in his training school were kind of doing that as well. And wrestlers who have only been working for 6 months or a year, I kind of don't want to watch them try to transition from hold to hold in a realistic shoot style. I kind of don't want to watch that. Will I watch Tommy End do that? Fuck yeah, I will. He's very good at it. So I'll watch that. But people just kind of figuring it out, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch that. I found that out from watching one of their graduation shows. I put this together, and I missed a piece that needs to go in there. So now I have to figure out how to do that. It'll be okay. I should be able to separate these two pieces enough to get the piece in that needs to go in. So we'll get that. We'll get that working on. I'll use the wedge here and try to get that together. It's this piece. I got ahead of myself on it. But yeah, I think that's just kind of universally how I feel about early wrestling stuff. One of the things that is very difficult to watch is people who are not fully comfortable with lucha doing lucha in a ring where there are not a lot of mats on the outside. And it's oh no. Oh no. Because I have seen people get definitely hurt because they were well, and then I've got to do my suicida. Nobody is, that person is not in position for my suicida. I should have waited until they got into position. I'm learning the fucking worst way possible. Oh boy. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I've definitely seen more than once. Nobody fucking caught Leon Slater. Did you see that clip? You might have seen that clip. Leon Slater, phenomenal wrestler, great on the mic. One of the pride of modern British wrestling at this time. Oku and Leon Slater, I think, are right up there in conversation as the unsigned talent. Oh, I guess Oku's not signed. He's just around. Maybe Oku got signed by TNA. I can't remember. I apologize. I can't remember. But an up and comer. Leon Slater that's right, Leon Slater did sign with TNA. Oku hasn't signed with anybody yet, and they figure he's probably going to be AEW. But yeah, Leon Slater just did this like incredible move off of a very tall object to land on what should have been 4 or 5 other guys, and nobody fucking caught him. He slips through people's hands, and it's ugh. People who are like, and you can watch, if you watch the clip, you can watch Matt Cardona, who is not in position, move to try to get into position, and he gets there late. He's not in the right spot to catch him, and he moves towards where Leon is going to go, and then misses it, and then also sells and bounces back. And it's like, yeah, Matt Cardona is a fucking lot of things, but he's also a pro at that stuff. But yeah, he was not in position to catch him. You may be not shocked to know that Top Dollar is one of the people that did not properly catch Leon Slater. God damn it. Like a table spot where they missed the table. Yes, Lord Crashington. Yeah, not that the table doesn't break, because that fucking happens. It's wrestling. I've seen plenty of tables that don't give. Like, that happens. But when they're like, I am going to put you through a table. Oh, God, neither of us hit this fucking table. Oh, no. That's a different story and a different kind of nightmare. Ugh. Watch that too much. All right. Good. I got the piece that I missed and put that on, and that was good. Putting it in there. We'll continue to work on this kit here and work on the other leg. I don't know if we're going to finish this kit tonight, but we're going to get close to it. I do know what I'm working on next after this kit is done. Yeah, because we still have we still have a couple weapons to build here, and there are some stickers we could put on. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting on all these stickers, but I have a ton of extra stickers that we can put on here, and I might do some of them, but I don't know how many of them I'm going to do. We did the ones that we need to do, which is the shoulder tip here and the eye sticker. Those are the ones that are like most necessary to do. It's like, do I want to put this thing on the front? Like, maybe I do. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I want to put all of these marking stickers on. I might, but I haven't made that decision yet. Sometimes wrestling goes poorly. Yes, it does. That's true. All right. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you. That's right, you, the viewer of this, about ways that you can support me and what I do here. Everything I'm about to tell you is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things. Don't feel pressured. But if you'd like to, I'd love that. And I will try to make this fast, but my pause for the cause it takes a little time. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the leg of the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Let the people know being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get a token. You can use that token for anybody once a month. If you want to use it for me, please do. You will not see ads during the stream. You will not see pre-roll ads either. You will also, of course, get cool emotes that my friend Xandra made, and that's fun. And it is, again, the easiest way to support me because you're already here on Twitch. Reminder, if you're watching on in your phone or an iPad or something, a tablet, if you're watching on the app, do not use the Twitch app to subscribe to anybody, because you will monthly be paying a surge charge, and you don't want to do that. It's already more money than you want to spend a month, but it's nice because it benefits people like me. Now, there are other ways to support me financially if you are so inclined, and I will go through a few of those ways now. Like, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, there are different tiers. Maybe you can find a tier that's right for you. There's the $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. Different rewards for different tiers. My $10 patrons just voted on what I'm going to work on Thursday. And if you want to influence that poll, you could join and vote. Because right now, I believe an oldish kit is winning that poll. Yes, Oh yeah, right now, yes. The next kit I'll be working on is the Gundam 00 Diver Arc High Grade. It's got a lot of green in it. I have built a lot of Gundam 00 kits, and this is definitely one of those. It's got the GN drive things and all that. It's been a hot minute, but I do love a white and blue and with green effects kit. It's got like wrist blades. I love that. So yeah, I'll be working on that next because my $10 patrons voted and that's what they wanted to see. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube channel, of course, you can subscribe for free because that's how that works. But if you wanted to become a member over there for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So everyone else is going to wait, and then on Wednesday they're going to find out what one of my favorite shows from the winter 2025 season was. But you'll be able to watch it before other people because you can watch it tomorrow if you signed up today. That's how that works. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw something in a tip jar, I have a PayPal and a Ko-Fi, and you could do that. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits. This kit I bought, so Past You is helping out present me because your support in the past allowed me to pick up this model kit and also the next kit that I'll be working on. Now, the thing I worked on before this was a jigsaw puzzle, a Magic the Gathering themed jigsaw puzzle. And I was only able to work on that because somebody bought it off my Amazon wish list. So if you would like to buy something, have it come to me, jump the queue and be the next thing I work on, and also have a dedicated video, an unboxing video about the thing that you purchased for my YouTube channel, you could click the link to my wish list and pick something up there. I have what I believe to be the third and final of the Magic the Gathering jigsaw puzzles. That is on my wish list. I've got Lego kits and model kits, inexpensive kits that are very expensive, ridiculously priced, all kinds of different things and things. Some Lego sets that are also a little pricey but look cool as hell. And I'd be happy to work on any of those things. If you want to buy them off my wish list, they'll come to me in the mail and I'll get to them before I get to other stuff. Because yeah, like I said, if you're going out of your way to purchase something for me to build, the least thing I could do is to build that as a priority. And I also have some knockoff Lego in there because that's kind of fun. We did a bunch of those last year. We haven't done any this year, but the knockoff Lego is pretty fun. The brick kits, as I should be calling them, not knockoffs, but that's what they are. I have a wish list on Throne. If you do not want to buy anything through Amazon, I fucking get it. I got a Throne wish list. And if you want to help me out financially, but in the weirdest way possible, you can always go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card there. It's not weird, but it is convoluted, I should say. You go there, you get a gift card code. When you buy that there, it's sent to your email. You then take that gift card code and you send me a whisper here on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or on Blue Sky or Mastodon. Sorry, this is my excuse to check the requests that I get on every once in a while on Twitter, and they're all just like exploitative nonsense. This one was like, here is the passcode to the money I am leaving you. Do not contact me again. And it's like, it's supposed to make me think that they're sending this to me by mistake and they meant to give it to someone else. And it's like, I'm not. Does that work on anyone? I must work on someone. Someone must be like, oh, this must be the Bitcoin stuff I've heard so much about. No, it's not going to work on me. Anyway, if you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money, but you also don't want to scam me, you can join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. My Discord is really nice, and we'd love to have you hang out in there. And now a couple video links for you to check out. Today, that's right, today, I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. And this episode is about my recommendations for this current spring 2025 season. because it's a busy anime season, and I picked 5 shows that I think are great. They're all new shows. None of them are second seasons or third seasons. There's plenty of those as well. But if you just want to start fresh, I tried to pick different genres of stuff. And also, I picked a wide variety of locations for those videos between High Dive and Adult Swim and Crunchyroll. Because I'm not watching anything on Netflix this season. But I am watching stuff on quite a few. Oh, and also Amazon Prime. That's right. So I am watching stuff on 4 streaming services, one of which is Adult Swim's website. So it's not a streamer, but it is. I am using a cable login in order to watch it. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. It's in under a minute in a YouTube short. I will talk to you about a show. This video, which I put up last week, and is, so it's been about a week, is me talking about the lovely series From Bureaucrat to Villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated, which is a fun, fresh take on the dating game style isekai. The isekai based on a fictional dating game. That is very fun because this guy can't stop being a dad, even if he's in the body of a young lady, Jo-sama. He's still going to be a good dad and a fun guy, and it's just a lovely little series. You should check that out. Total fun watch. Totally a fun watch, I should say. All right. I've got some manga that I want to talk about, and then an anime episode that I want to talk about. But what I need to do now is get back to the overhead camera so I can keep working on this leg. And also, I need to drink some water. And in order to do that, I need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera, which we'll do right now. All right, back at it again. Let's continue working on the other leg here. We got to get that going. We got to put more of these components here. Oh yeah, we got to put these there. That's what I got to do first. So we'll do that. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you about a manga and a manhwa because it's Manga Monday. Let me tell you a little bit about a heroic tale about starting with a personal relations cheat ability and letting others do the job. This is a mouthful of a title. It is almost a full sentence. It is one of those. If you were like, Pat, is this one of those? It is. This is a light novel show. It is in the banished subcategory. It is not an isekai or a reincarnation story. It is not a time reversal story. But it is a story about a dude who is very good at his job, and then people don't quite understand that the job wouldn't work without him. So they cut the fat, and then things go bad for them. So our guy, Ned, his name is Ned. So he works for a particular kingdom, and he takes care of the heroes party. Now, this is not a group that's fighting the demon lord. This is a group of like S rank adventurers, and they don't necessarily work well together or ever work together, but they come together because they respect and like Ned. So they are like willing to come out and do jobs because Ned is asking them to do it. He's figured out how to work with those people. His skill is figuring out what people want and the best way to get them, and then also having a large pool of connections of people who there's a bunch of people that keep referencing an event that happened, and I am just speculating here because I do not know what happens in the past, because we have not gotten there in the chapters that I've read. But I get the sense that Ned is actually a hero and has abilities, and that he doesn't do that anymore, but he did at some point. I'm starting to think that, and I think that's okay, but again, not really the focus of this particular series. But I am starting to get the impression that Ned's got some secrets. Anyway, he gets kicked out, And of course, that has a big problem because all of these people only really listen to Ned. And so now the kingdom is in trouble and they're not finishing tasks and there's monsters all around and all kinds of other stuff is happening because Ned left. Meanwhile, we see him kind of like figure out some stuff about being an adventurer and how that works out because he now has uses connections. He does have connections to the young princess of a kingdom, and so he has decided to settle there with some people, and there's some new friends along the way, and you get to see him like get some tasks done because he's like talking to the right people and has the right abilities and all that. And then we get into like, once that we're done with okay, these are the characters and here's the thing, now let's get into some of the nitty gritty. And it turns out a bunch of the nitty gritty is there is a plot that he has been roped into where he has to do something that is probably going to be unbelievably impossible. The ancient dragon, the poison dragon, needs to be slain and he needs to do it. And he's just like, well, that's impossible. What? And there's more going on. And so he's figuring out what's going on and why this is happening, and if he can save the day and if he can work it out. And probably he will use his abilities to call in favors to get the job done, because that's what he's gonna do. It's good. I do like it because he does not put on any airs. Like I said, there might be some hidden abilities deep down that we're not seeing. Like there might be more to the story. But also it could just be that he's just very good at what he does. And I like that. I don't need all of my main characters to be overpowered. I do think that like the skill of having friends and talent and having to manage people properly and know what is needed and rise to the occasion, like I do think that is a cool idea for a main character. So I've had a good time with a heroic tale about starting with a personal this is a hard one to say. A heroic tale about starting with a personal relations cheat. It's personal relations cheat ability and letting others do the job. I've liked it. I think it's like totally a fun read. I would recommend it. The other one I want to talk to you about is a manhwa called Reincarnated as a Genius Prodigy of a Prestigious Family. This is a reincarnation tale. This is a manhwa. This is a South Korean comic. I do think I could have waited probably another 30 chapters before I reviewed this one, but I like it because I do think it'll go beyond the fact that it's set in a school. But right now it is set in a school. Our main character died on the battlefield. He lived his life in the battlefield. He never really knew a family. He kind of figured out martial arts and sword fighting on his own. He knew people that knew magic, but he never got the chance to learn magic, but he understood it and summoning magic, and he worked with a lot of great people, and he was pretty good himself, but he never really had a family backing or a family at all. And he died before he could finally develop all his skills. So he died with some regrets. And then he got reborn. And he got reborn as the youngest son of a count, and everyone in his family is fucking overpowered. And this is awesome. So, obviously, our main character, because it's a manhwa, he is going to be unbelievably overpowered. But everyone in his family is pretty talented. Like, he learns swordsmanship, even though the family uses a spear. And he's like, I can use a spear. I like a sword. So he's learned swordsmanship. One of his older sisters is an unbelievably talented mage. And another one is an unbelievably talented summoner. And he's like, oh, I'm good at both? Yeah, I'm good at everything. But like you're saying, like, it's one of those things where like people are like, how is he so good? And how do I say this? In some of these stories, manga or manhwa or mawa, it could be a Chinese one too. They don't do a lot of these, but there are some of them. when a character is really overpowered, it feels unnatural that no one goes, hey, what the fuck? Like, what's your deal? What's happening right now? Are you scamming us? Like, we don't get that all that often. But in this case, people do that, and it's responded, well, you know, he's Dane Sogries. So, like, it makes sense. And they're like, oh, yeah, I knew his sister. I knew one of his sisters. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. So it's like, even though he's incredibly talented, there's also like, it's like, well, everybody in that family is just unusual. And it's like, it's a great justification for the character. So, yeah, he's got a spearmanship, assassination, magic, summoning, swordsmanship. And now he's got, like, time and energy and talent to master all of the stuff that he, like, learned along the way and he picked up from masters. And so then he goes to school. He makes some friends. He gets a summon. At one point, before he gets to the school, he does steal a summon from an asshole. So he's got a summon. He doesn't use that summon that often. At one point, he finds a legendary a dragon egg, and it hatches, and now he's hiding a dragon. He gets the ability to use some ancient magics just because he discovers them, because he makes friends with a guy who's like a explorer. He's from a family of explorers. Yeah, he's got a bunch of friendly rivals and a couple not so friendly rivals. Also, one element that I have found fun about this particular story is that our main character is going for the you basically, when you get to this prestigious school, you learn or you join the sword school, or you join magic or summoning or support magic classes or whatever. You pick a major. He's picking everything. And people are like, you shouldn't be doing that. No one's ever graduated that. It's like, yeah, but I want to learn everything and I'm pretty good at it. And so there's a bunch of like people being like, okay, well, let's see how you do on this test. And then he just finishes it. They're like, oh wow. What? Shit. Okay. So that's been pretty fun. And you know, you get the teachers that are just like, yeah, well, you're pretty good at that, but how are you going to do in summoning class? And it's just like, I will summon it. I'm good at that. Yeah, it's enjoyable. I have liked this one quite a bit. It again, overpowered main character. There's no big story here. He didn't regress to like change the future, which sucked. He just died with regrets and got a second chance for his talent. Now, there might be a larger plot with like ancient magics and yada yada yada. I'm not saying that that's impossible. There might be that, but right now there isn't. Right now it's just about a guy who's just trying to like have a good time, and now we got a baby dragon, and that's very good. The dragon is good. And yeah, it's just an enjoyable manhwa. It's a good one of those. So that is Reincarnated as a genius prodigy of a prestigious family. That's good. It's a good one of them. All right, now I'm going to talk to you about an anime episode. I have been watching Lazarus, episode 4 of Lazarus. I'll just give you the overview. I'm not going to go super deep into the details, just the overview. So, the basic plot is we've got a like Suicide Squad style group here of prisoners and troublemakers and stuff who are trying to, they're part of a group here, a project, and they are trying to track down a doctor, Dr. Skinner, who came up with this amazing drug called Hapna that everyone took, and it was a wonder drug. And now Skinner, who nobody knows where he is because he disappeared, is basically coming back to say like, hey, guess what? That drug I gave everybody? Yeah, you're gonna die. That's the plan. Good luck. And so everyone's freaking out, and they're trying to find him to like find out if he's lying or if there's a cure for it or whatever. So in the last episode, they one of the like lower plots is they set up a trap for some of the people that may be connected to Dr. Skinner, and someone took the bait. A doctor named Dr. 909 took the bait. And so they're like, oh, we can track him. He must have something to do with Dr. Skinner. And we can use this to try to like figure out what that is. I'm sorry here. Hold on. Wait. Did I? Oh, I fucked up. This piece is right. This piece is supposed to be over here. I put it on the wrong side. And they're like perfect, except this has the holes so I can connect it. So if I want to have one leg with double hoses, I can do that. I don't want that. So now I have to pop this piece off. So that's fun. Wow. I need to get back in the rhythm of doing this, of doing model kits, I guess. I'm a little rusty here, making some very silly mistakes. Luckily, this kit is pretty damn good about coming apart. So I was able to take this apart pretty easily, which is great. It's just annoying that I screwed up like that. Okay, so this goes on here, and that replaces there. So anyway, that's the catching you up. Time for a new jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, no. I'm figuring it out. All right, so that goes on there, and then this goes on the backside. So Lena had set up a trap, a digital trap, and they caught one. They got Dr. 909, obviously not their real name. At least I don't think Dr. 909 is their real name. But they managed to figure it out, and then they can hopefully track this person down. And apparently, by hacking him, they found out that this guy was working with an investor named Sam Stephenson. And Sam, right before Dr. Skinner made his announcement, sold off all of his Hapna stock. That's right. I did not expect there to be an insider trading subplot line of this anime, but there is. So they're like, okay, he must be, Dr. Skinner must have tipped him off, and maybe he helped him out in order to like hide his identity or something to escape. Like, this guy's connected. Let's just try to track him down. So they find out that this guy, Dr. 909, has all these parties, so they have to infiltrate the party, which is a fun bit of business. And then they figure out that the deposits that have been made to this guy's wallet come from ATMs located all over the world, which is unusual. But they figure out because of all these ATMs, it's because this is a guy who gets paid in cash and makes those deposits all over the place, because he is a world-renowned DJ. So Dr. 909's true identity is DJ Visionary. This anime loves really weird names, and I love it for them. And it just so happens that Dr. 909 is, or Dr. Visionary is, or DJ Visionary, sorry. DJ Visionary is playing, he's doing a concert, or a set at this exclusive party. Isn't it weird that Dr. 909 keeps hiring this one guy and nobody noticed that? I love that. The idea that like nobody noticed that he keeps getting hired. Anyway, they find Dr. 909 and Sam, the guy, but they flee on a helicopter, and we get to see Axel fucking chase the helicopter and grab onto it. And then a thing that we have not used too much in this show so far is the fact that one person is really good at running drones. So Leland's drone, they shoot it down and land the helicopter, and then they capture the dudes, and they're like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then it's discovered, unfortunately, kind of a dead end here. They don't have any connection to Skinner. Dr. 909 is a bit of a hacker himself, and he hacked into the medical company Delta Medicinal and found out about Hapna's true nature, which is why he got all the stocks happening. Like all the stock sales happened was because of his own hacking ability. So that is at least a clue. that Delta Medicinal might be related to Skinner. And so they might be in on it because at the very least that information was apparently on their servers, which again seems far-fetched. And then the episode cliffhanger, we get a cliffhanger where there is a lab where a monkey dies in a lab, which is, I guess, giving us the implication that, oh no, did that monkey die because they were a test subject for Hapna? So they're dying before everybody, the first people that took it are going to die because it was a test subject. And maybe Dr. Skinner was telling the truth. Dun, dun, dun. So, again, I am not here for the intricate plot, which they are giving me twists and turns. I am here pretty much exclusively because the vibes are really fucking good in Lazarus. We got some really stellar vibes in this show. It's just a pleasure to watch. And it really well paced and the action's really good. Again, is it a killer anime? I don't know, but I like it a lot. I am enjoying it. It's not like the best show of the season by any stretch, but it's really fun. And I am interested in watching the 5th episode. Which comes out in May 4th, right? Yeah, so next Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to keep watching because I've been enjoying Lazarus. Now is the part of the stream where I would like to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love to hear from you about what your plans are, what you're up to, and what you're doing. If you played any video games, you watched anything on TV, or do you go to the movies? Lord Crashton wants me to hit the dance button, which I will. This is now the last time, or the last night of this song, and I'll have a new song for May, because generally people don't ask me to hit the dance button on my gaming streams, which will tomorrow be that. So anyway, thanks for using your shadow points. Here's the dance button. Oh yeah, 25 and 26, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, people generally don't ask me to hit the dance button when I'm playing a video game, which I am tomorrow. I always want to say the name of this game wrong, so I'm looking it up again. It is, of course, Nubby's Number Factory. I keep wanting to say Nibby's, but it's Nubby's Number Factory. Finally, a video game about numbers going up. I'll be playing that tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, so I hope you will tune in for that stream. Has it already come and gone as far as some people are concerned? Yes, but I'm interested in playing it because it seemed neat, so I got it. And I don't need to mess with trends when it comes to my gaming streams. I'm not about that life. I'm just trying to have a good time with some games that I want to play. And I want to play it. I want to play Nubby's Number Factory. Even though I can't seem to ever remember the name of this fucking thing. I do want to play it though. And we will, or I will anyway. While I wait to see if y'all have anything you want to talk about, tell me in the chat. I will let you know that I'm playing a lot of Hearthstone. Hey, I finally have a standard deck. I am playing a dragon combo deck in standard, is a warrior combo. I am just cheating out. There's only 2 minions in my deck, and so I am just cheating out these 2 minions. And that has been going real well. I'm having a real good time with that nonsense. I cheat out 2 10 drops that are 12 5s that attack an opponent's minion, and whatever damage is left over goes to their face. And that might not sound like a lot, but you can buff them. And then also, I have a card to bring them back to life, and I have another card that makes a copy of them and brings them back. It makes a 0-2 egg, and then when the egg hatches, then a dragon egg hatches, and then they come back out. And so I have many ways to kill that egg, to make those eggs and kill those eggs. And it turns out to be a pretty fun deck in Standard. I have beaten decks that are way better than mine, which makes me laugh. The fact that I have beaten ones that are like supposedly top tier decks. And I'm just like, yeah, well, here's my goofy bullshit. Enjoy my goofy fucking bullshit. Try your best to defeat me and the silliness of the deck that I am currently playing, which, as you know, I really love. I love that shit. I love playing a nonsense deck and doing well with a nonsense deck. It's just one of my favorite fucking things. So that's been fun. Other things with me. Let's see. There are other things. I'm not sure how this piece goes on, so hold on. I'm having a bit of trouble figuring this out. This goes into... Where do you slide in? You slide in somewhere. Am I missing a step? No, we go back here. And it just points at... Nope. I am not sure how these pieces fit in. These are C1 and C2. There's like an arrow. Like that. Oh, it goes like that? That's weird. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's weird. All right. Sorry, that was a strange... These two pieces connect in a way that was very confusing for me. Let's see. Lord Crash says, I was just about to cancel my Peacock renewal since it would be at full price, but they offered me the same $20 for a year deal I was on, so I guess I'm staying on. Yeah, I have to... Actually, that's a great thing. Thank you, Lord Crash. I'm going to look up my Peacock and see when that expires. Right now, I believe I'm paying $2 a month. That is the deal I am on. For a while there, they were giving me $1 a month, and I was like, cool. It was $2 a month. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So right now I am on the Peacock Premium. I've canceled it. Yes. Yes, the next payment, which will not be until... Yes, it just renewed, and my next one is not until the 28th of May, and it wants me to pay them $8 a month, and I do not want that. I do not want to spend $8 a month on Peacock, so I am going to cancel my plan here, and then hopefully they will give me a deal. Cancel plan. All right, they have not given me a deal yet, but hopefully they will. I can also Google some stuff. But yeah, I have canceled my plan, and they did not offer me a deal to stay, but maybe they will in the future. Because there is one show that is on Peacock. There's a Law and Order that is just on Peacock, and my mom wants to watch that. So hopefully by the time that before my deal expires, they will offer me a better deal. Even if it's $2, even $3 a month, I'd pay that. I just don't want to pay $8 a month for the one show and some wrestling that I watch, which is not even a lot of wrestling on there. It's just some wrestling that I watch on there. In my continuing adventures with old games, says Lashbrook, I found that there's a Saturn light gun core for the Mister and have been playing a bunch of light gun games like Virtua Cop. Also been trying to get the light gun only sequel to the movie Hector to work. Okay. They'll probably have a $20 a year deal at some point soon. Yes, Lord Crashin, that's my hope. Like I said, like I'll spend $20 for a full year. That sounds fine. I just don't want to spend $8 a month. But a one-time $20 to get it for the year, or like I said, right now at that point I was doing $2 a month. I was like, yeah, that sounds fine. If they offered me $3 a month, that sounds fine. Like, yeah, all right, but I don't want to spend more than that if I don't have to. Just don't really want to. We'll see. And then Lord Crash says, I started watching Detroiters on Netflix. which is the Mac show that Tim Robbins and Sam Richardson did together. It's very silly and fun about them running a small advertising company in Detroit while a bunch of weird stuff happens. Yes, that show I wish had gotten more time. Because I think I wish they gotten a bit more, because I think Detroiters is pretty damn funny. I think that's a pretty damn solid show. But I don't think like enough people watched it. But yeah, it's on Netflix now, right? Yeah, that's good. Oh, is it also on Paramount Plus? It might be on Paramount Plus. I'm looking at it. Yeah, it had 2 seasons. That's right. It had 2 seasons. And yeah, good on him. This was on TV, wasn't it? Wasn't it Comedy Central? Maybe I'm wrong. But I thought for sure that it aired Broadway Video and Broadway Video Central Productions, yeah. Yes, it aired on Comedy Central. That's right. It wasn't a Max show. It might have ended up on Max or something. But no, it was a Comedy Central show. Detroiters was a Comedy Central show because it aired on TV. And like Comedy Central didn't promote it super well. Which, you know, they don't have to promote everything, but would have been nice if they had promoted that because it was pretty cool. But yes, I looking it up, that's right. It was a Comedy Central show. And I did like it. I liked the bit of them playing office basketball, and Sam has the glass window, so they decide to see if anything in the office can break the window and find out the candlestick does it. Yes. It's a good, you're not wrong. That's a good gag. There were some real good gags in that thing. Some fun bits of business in that show. I haven't watched season 2. I've watched season 1 like twice, and I think I only watched season 2 once. Maybe I should watch season 2 again. I do have Netflix right now. I'm not watching any anime on Netflix, but I have it until I believe like the middle of May, and then I have to renew. And right now, I do not have a reason to renew. So I don't think I'm going to renew Netflix until new anime comes out, because there's nothing right at this very moment. There isn't anything that makes me say, oh, I really need to have Netflix right now. There's not any shows that really have their hold in me. You know, so that could change, but right now, nothing. Let's see. Is there any other them beating a van on a public impound auction to see if it's sturdy enough to be a production van? Yeah. There's just a lot of good bits, Lord Crashin. That is a show full of good little sketch bits mixed in with the plot of the show. Just a good avenue for comedy. It's a fun one. All right. And then this is going to go on the front of this. I'm going to try to see if there's any other video games. We're back to playing Marvel Rivals. My crew is back to that. I think I'm going to get Marathon, and I'm going to play Marathon with my friends. Am I a big extraction shooter guy? Not really. But do I think that Bungie makes really good shooters? Yeah, dude, I really do. God, I mean, like, because I got a couple friends that are like, just cannot keep up with Destiny anymore, refuse to keep up with Destiny anymore. And so they're real gung-ho about it, and just like, everybody's kind of fucking super gung-ho about Marathon, so I guess I'm probably going to get Marathon and play Marathon with my multiplayer crew, which I was not exactly expecting. I am not mad about it. Do not get it twisted. I am not angry that this looks like the game that we will be playing. Because I'm liking, people are ready for a new Bungie game. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm ready for a new Bungie game that isn't Destiny. And I think that's like totally gonna be cool. Like, do I love extraction shooters? Not really. Do I love playing fucking Bungie games with my friends? Hell yeah, I do. And so I think, yeah, I have also signed up for the Marathon Alpha. And we all have, and one of my friends has been in it already, got in it on a different avenue. So it's been sending us reports. Because, yeah, I mean, I like Rivals, and Rivals is kind of the game we have but it's not anyone's favorite game in the crew. It's just the one we all agreed on that we like, because like not all of us want to play Overwatch 2. Some of us do want to play Overwatch 2 and still do on their own. There are a few of us that are like, I don't know, games here and there, right? Like still got a friend that really wants us to go back to Halo because he was having such a good time with Halo, and that's kind of where we started playing together. There are a few of us that played together for like Halo 2. But then like, I don't know, this looks good and it's a fucking Bungie game, and like, I remember Marathon. I remember a friend of mine, his favorite video game of all time is Marathon, because he was a Mac kid. And so he loved that fucking Mac shooter. But like, yeah, I don't know. I can play an extraction shooter. It's not my favorite, but I mostly just want to play video games with my friends. And if that's the video game we're playing, hell yeah. Because like, look, if we want to go back to Helldivers 2, I'll fucking go back to Helldivers 2. But I don't think the crew wants to go back to Helldivers 2. So it's like, all right, well, new thing, I guess. We might go back, but I don't think we're going to. We could go back. We could go back to Helldivers 2. I wouldn't mind going back. But I don't think we are. So we've got weapons to build, which I think we're going to be able to finish the weapons here by the end of the stream. So we'll do that. So we will finish the weapons that we got on here, because we got an axe and we got a gun, and these are easy to build. But I do think that on Thursday's stream, I am going to put on some of these stickers. I'm not going to do that tonight because I don't have the right eye for it. Because by the end of these streams, my eyes are a little messy as far as that. So I am going to, because there is a page here that is the guide for putting on these stickers. I'm not going to put on all of these, but I feel like I can put some of these on. Because there's like a shield sticker that looks kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind putting that on there. And I might put a sticker on here on the front. There's something that goes over here that looks kind of good. So I might do that. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I think tonight I will build the gun and the axe, and then we will say that we are almost complete on this kit, but we're not totally complete yet, because I want to do some of these stickers, and so we'll do that. I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, again, I got my stream tomorrow. I'm excited for that. Always excited for a fun stream. I hope people come back for that. Check it out. The Number Factory. I am playing Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3, and that game is exactly what I thought it was. It is a good match 3 game that also is a very competent treaty on the state of the video game industry, and like demos and forced demo work, and like slice of, whatever, vertical slices, and the current industry. And it is way more than it, in my opinion, they didn't need to do all that, but it's still pretty fucking good. They didn't need to, but I am glad that they did. I will say, because Lord Crash says I'm mainly waiting on the new TMNT game next month. Hell yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. If there's any gaming news I want to say here. Not really. One nice thing, because I didn't have any layoff news, which is great. Always great when I don't have layoff news. But there was one piece of kind of cool news, gaming news. That game company, the makers of Journey, among other things, they are co-hosting a game jam with a $10,000 prize pool. And that's fucking cool as hell. They're partnering with Core Blazer to host a global game jam that will offer cash prizes to up-and-coming developers. The 3-week event intends to champion emotional, impactful games and a new generation of upcoming indie talent. It started today. Yeah, submissions were reviewed by both teams. Panel. Genova Chen will be looking at the finalists. And yeah, qualifying projects will compete across 3 categories for cash prizes, including Best Overall for $4,000 and Best Visual Design, Best Gameplay, and Community Voice Award, each for $2,000. And then also, there's going to be a Shanghai Game Festival, and so the winning games will be able to be showcased at Core Blazer Game Fest, which is in July in Shanghai. So you get the opportunity to showcase your game. Now, will they help you get there? I bet they won't. But if you can get there, that's pretty fucking cool. So yeah, that was a neat thing. That sounded cool. Little game jamming. I don't know. It's nice to have a little bit of a nice story. Lazarus says, I was planning on cooling off and buying new games, but I found out Skin Deep, the new Blendo game, comes out on Wednesday. Ooh. I wonder if that Jeff Gersman, who did his podcast today, because tomorrow there will be a planned outage, a power outage for him. So he did his podcast today. Was saying that Wednesday it was like a game that was out of embargo, so he was going to play it on Wednesday, and maybe it's that game. Maybe it's Skin Deep. I don't know. I don't know if that's a Jeff game or not, but that might be a Jeff game. Because I was wondering, well, what game is Jeff going to be playing that he wasn't sure if he could talk about until Wednesday, and maybe it's that. I don't know. Let's see. All right, we got our gun done here. Oops, no, that did not snap together like it was supposed to snap together. So let's get that going. All right, like that. Yeah. All right, we got our Tommy gun, and then let's get our. This is all one piece, so we don't have to do anything to this. Get our tomahawk there. I've been watching a bunch of older Nextlander videos I downloaded ages ago and either didn't delete after watching or never watched in the first place, which is freeing up a lot of space now. Yep. Sometimes you realize, like, oh shit, I don't need this. And you can just not use it. Yeah. It's occasionally pretty fucking freeing to just be like, oh wait, I have like a whole like album of stuff that I don't need, or like the video editor I use for some quick video stuff. Like I use Clip Clamp, which is a Microsoft video editor, because it's very lightweight, but it recognizes when you import video files, it recognizes the orientation of them, and it just saves steps. So when I do, which are just quick little Kuma Baer videos, are just like under a minute long videos to camera, I don't really need to edit too much except for adding in, I just want to type in captions from a document. So that's really easy. Here's the thing I didn't realize. I was deleting the source videos, but they were locally storing like projects for every video on the hard drive, and I didn't know that, and I was like, wait, what's this deletion tool for Clip Clamp? Oh shit, there's so much video in here I don't need. Oh, let me get rid of that. It was very freeing to get rid of that, because I did not realize. So now every couple weeks I just go in and edit those videos out. There's a hand I have to build for this, folks, and then we'll be done. We're gonna hang out here if I finish that. You're watching them before deleting them, which is least entertaining, as I remember what games came out 2-3 years ago. Yeah, that's kind of fun. It's fun to check in now and again. I need to take out a new hand here. I need B230 and B225. 30s. I didn't realize that I needed a gun hand specifically here for this, so let's get that in. And then we'll be done with this kit, which was a fun build. I do in the times before Alex moved house. So there you go. Yeah. In those before times. It's been a while since I had a model kit build that took exactly 2 streams, because we started it at the beginning on Thursday's stream, and we're finishing it on Saturday stream, I should say, and we're finishing on Monday. And so this was exactly 2 streams. So I did do a poll for what I should start on Thursday, as I said, and I could show that in a second here. Oh yeah. And then we got the gun. And our shield. So yeah, on Thursday, we're not technically done here because I could be done, but on Thursday, I am going to put some stickers on this kit because I think that will be great. And we'll finish it up on Thursday. So yeah, so we have a little bit more to do, but that's this kit. I do have the Gundam from this series, and so I will build that at some point. This was a very fun build, and I'm looking forward to working on the next one there, because I think it turned out really good. And that is going to be it for tonight's stream, and I want to thank you all so much for being here, spending time with me. But it's not over yet, because we do need to go out on a raid. So we do end every stream around here with a raid. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them. So let's go figure out who that is. Who are we going to go hang out with? Mary Kish. It's Monday, so we're going to go hang out with Mary Kish, who's playing Drive Beyond Horizons. It's a driving game. Looks like it's a first-person driving game. That's fun. So let's go hang out with Mary as she drives a car and gets into shenanigans. Please come along on this raid. Reminder, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, playing a video game, because it's a Tuesday. So we'll do Nubby's Number Factory. That should be fun and chill. I hope you come along on this raid. We come back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. On Thursday, I'll have a new kit that I'm starting after we put some stickers on this kit. And I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your Monday into Tuesday. Have a great week. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.